the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put them in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put them in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea.
Listen, watch out.
You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea. You can take the moon, gather up the stars and the robins that sing merrily. Put 'em in a box, tie with a ribbon, throw 'em in the deep blue sea.
sculpting and just kind of practice get some practice in trying to sculpt some characters here. So I'm going to start out with this awesome try at a Captain Incredible. I don't know if I can get in trouble for this or not, but I figured whatever. We're gonna go for this. And yeah, just gonna jump into it. So let's start this in sculpt mode here. I've not actually checked my camera to see whenever I'm working here if it's going to actually function very well, but we'll just try it out and see how it goes. Let's get some of these settings set. Let's see. Looks like the mic's pretty low. Check. Testing 1, 2. There we go. It's a little bit better. I'm not sure if. Let's see. Is the music still playing? Yeah, there it is. Alright, there it is. Cool. Check. Testing mic. Everything seems to be going well there. Cool. Alright, I'm going to check one thing before I get started here. Check this camera, make sure everything's looking good there. Alright, I'm going to kill the music for just a second so I can test this out. Alright, looks like we're going here. Let's check that. Okay, audio is real low on my voice, so let's try this out. Check. Testing 1, 2, 3. And I got a mic like off to the side here, but so it's getting a lot of room noise, but oh well, we're just gonna go with it. Later on I might try to change that up a bit. Let's just increase this just a bit. Check. Testing. Hello. I think that's gonna be good. Yeah. Up there, but you know, it's okay. Alright, yeah, we're gonna go with that. Okay, so kill that. Move this up here. Okay, hold on. Make sure this is working here. There we go, that'll work. Ah, come on. Sorry, quick technical difficulty. There we go. Alright, cool. Now, good to go. Let me bring music back. Yeah, there we go. Should be good. Cool. Alright, so like I said, I'm going to be sculpting Captain Incredible here. Again, I don't know what I can put on YouTube or not, but we're just gonna go with this and see how it goes. So cool. Let's start this. I'm going to turn this symmetry on. Let's just kind of get basic shape going here. egg-ish shaped head. Actually, let's leave that there. Let's bring this out quite a bit. That jaw back down is real low, as you can see, kind of right there. And I do have some other references here in front of me, but just for saving screen real estate, I have them on a second monitor so I can just kind of check to see how they look and not have to put it all on screen. But it does help because just going from one angle is not going to be as helpful. So I'm going to go for multiple angles and just kind of really try to get a really good idea of what character looks like. Pixar is like really good. I can't tell if the one that I'm looking at, if this image right here is, I think it's the second movie. It looks a little more detailed compared to the first one. The first one was still a fairly new movie of theirs, I believe. But you know, if you go back, like I recently went back and watched all the Toy Stories, and I mean the fourth one is absolutely incredible. As far even just like production wise, it looks amazing. I mean, there's that side by side of the cat and the dog. So the cat from the fourth movie and the dog from the first one, and it's just 9 day difference. And obviously, Toy Story is like one of their first movies. So it's just come a long way since then. And I believe Incredibles is pretty like there was a good chunk of time between the two. I'm yapping a little bit too much here. Let's get going on this. It's a little bit too much. Let's change this remesh to like a. Let's go 0.2. Try that out. Yeah, that's good. Just want a little bit more to work with here. So he's got pretty wide base here. You know what? Let's go ahead and let's pull that jaw back. Pronounced chin. I think the actual head, like this part of the cranium, I'm gonna keep fairly small. Like it looks fairly small and compact. He's got a nice forehead going here, straight back. Start rounding this out a little bit more, make it more face-like. Okay, let's just kind of get an idea for where the eyes would be. Looks like they're slightly above center, so let's just go ahead and do like let's get right there. Bring this up just a little bit. Just go ahead and put those there. And then we're just gonna kind of go ahead and build out the nose. Some more geometry to work with here in a little bit, but it should be good for now. Just kind of getting rough shapes here. I am very new to sculpting, but you know, trying to get these sessions in, learn as much as I can, and practice as much as I can, because I really want to be able to do animation stuff, and in order to do that, I kind of need characters to animate. And don't really want to spend a lot of money on characters. So doing it myself. Let's build the mouth out a little bit, build that chin. Oh, I also wanted to, before I build the chin out, let's go ahead and do the neck. Doesn't have much of a chin. No, it's a little bit more of a chin, but it kind of double chins itself out a bit. So let's go ahead and I'm not really liking the way that this is all looking. So I said I was going to keep this fairly small, but I do want to get a little bit more volume. Let's go ahead and move. I think I pulled the jawline back just a little too far. Let's go ahead and do that. And then, yeah, okay, now just going to the crease brush, give a little bit of line there. Take the smooth brush and bring it down just a smidgen. Alright. Now let's mask this area. Let's go this area. Invert the mask. Get our grab brush here. Pull this down. And this is obviously way, way, way too narrow. So let's go ahead and pull this out. We're going to definitely need some more geometry to work with here. Alright, pull this out back here. Pull that back. There we go. Let's go ahead and clear this mask. Let's remesh this to a 0.15. It's a little bit better. Okay. A little smoothing. Right now, not looking great, but we will get there. So let's go ahead and take the head, squish this down a little bit. It's a little too big. But overall, the proportions here are not correct. This chin needs to be a lot bigger, more pronounced. Just bring that nose up a little bit more. In fact, let's just go ahead and smooth it down for now. Let's get some more of these proportions out first. So, let's pull this out. He's a big dude, so his head just like turns into neck, which just kind of swallows him up a little bit. So even that's looking a little bit better. Let's go ahead and bring this down because we're gonna add the clavicle and stuff just to have that on there and see a little bit more detail. But I will just be doing kind of a bust sculpt today, just really trying to practice the faces itself. Okay, so let's pull this He's a bigger boy. Alright. Draw brush. Let's decrease the strength on that a little bit. Draw that in. Smooth it out. Okay. Okay, let's get this draw brush and draw this chin. Got a real big chin. A bit lower down here. Just gonna draw a little more on the jawline. Alright, I need to check something real quick. So I'm gonna do a quick. I'm gonna pause here for just a second and I'll jump back in just a second.
got no patience just over me.
Okay. All right, so we're back. Sorry, we have a little bit of weather issue going on, so I'm just trying to make sure that we're all good where we are. Anyways, looks good for now. So, okay. All right, let's go ahead and get this chin. Let's do pretty prominent. Pretty prominent chin. I'll smooth it back in a minute because we also want to build up the mouth a little bit. Okay. Okay, so the nose, it looks like the nose kind of stops a little bit less than, like right about the halfway mark actually, of the face. So let's just kind of go right here. The other thing about him is that his nose is kind of like hooked. So just like most people have this little like groove here that goes from the forehead and then goes in towards the face and then back out down the bridge of the nose. But his just goes like flat, straight down. Kind of a hooked nose type thing. Build the brows a little bit. Let's build the brow. And let's go ahead and shave off a little bit here for the temple. Build a little bit right here. Cheekbones. Build a little bit there, and then there we go. Carving the eyes a little bit more. Save our work. I'm going to go ahead and remesh this down to a 0.1 now. I think we can go ahead and get a little bit more volume out of this. And then I'm just going to go ahead and symmetrize this a little bit. Okay, so he's got this kind of like triangle nose. It also just hooks down the front of the forehead. Okay, so first thing I'm seeing is that this needs to be built up quite a bit more, I think. Let's kind of shape this part down so we get this clear, like, it's pretty smooth there. I guess let's shape this part down so it's a little bit flatter on the top. Make sure I'm looking kind of all angles here, because this just kind of goes down and curves right into the nose. So we're going to need some more volume here. Just go ahead and get that. Kind of get this line that also helps with the temple line. So you go in and out there. Smooth that out. Alright, and for this, let's just kind of take his cheeks, pull those back a little bit. Maybe not quite that extreme. Let's build up the mouth a little bit. We don't need a ton, just a little bit. It's looking a little flat there, so yeah, let's just kind of round that off. Yeah, just a little increase right there. Let's take the smooth brush, kind of smooth this area out just a little bit. Alright, so now let's draw in those lips. Let's see, where are we at? I guess we'll do this line right here for the lips. We'll push that back, and then we'll lift it up. I'm actually going to increase the strength here a little bit. So that we can really see it a little bit better. There we go. Like I said, now that we're pulling this back, we can actually pull this out a little bit too. So it reaches out. Go ahead and pull this one out too. What we can do now is just grab this grab brush, pull these vertices down. Actually, we kind of want to raise the whole thing up, judging by where his mouth is. He's got this really long chin. So let's go ahead and pull these up. Give him a little bit of a smile, a little bit of personality there. His mouth is mostly a straight line, except for those like very corners. One thing I want to practice in my sculpting is some people practice with making like emotions like very clear in their sculpting, and I'm not necessarily trying to do that, because what I'm really wanting out of this is to be able to eventually use these characters as fully rigged characters that I can then animate. So I want them to be in kind of a neutral posed face, so that then I can rig it and have the rig itself drive the expressions. Now obviously there will be some we can do some shape keys and stuff like that to help some of it, but most of that is going to come from the rig, hopefully. Alright, I'm going to do a quick pause here. Again, please bear with me. All right, apologies. My wife was in town and just making sure she knew what was going on with weather and all that. So let's get back to this sculpt. And from here, I'm gonna start rounding out the face a little bit because he's looking a little flat here, and that's probably also what's contributing to this nose looking pretty, not getting that hooked feel that I'm wanting. So let's make sure that the brow here is, rounded. And then here in just a second, I'm just going to go ahead and add eyes to just kind of give us some reference point. I'm just kind of blocking things out. The eye sockets look a little big, but we'll come to that. All right, let's grab the crease brush here and just kind of draw that out, and then do the crease brush here. Now I'll grab the grab brush. These on. Okay. Smooth this out a little bit. Back here in the grab section, grab brush, and kind of again just kind of round this out a little bit. And these lips are a little bit thicker than his are, so let's just kind of thin those out a little bit. Raise the mouth in general here because it's, again, he's got that long chin and we don't want to take too much from that. We want to keep that there. Smile is very slight, which is perfect because, again, we want that neutral look. Okay, let's see. Kind of, yeah, looking pretty good. Location of the jawline is pretty good. I'm just gonna go ahead and add a little bit of a separation there. Go ahead, let's bring the strength down here. Kind of define that jawline a little bit, which he actually has a little bit of a neck, is a little bit less separation there, but all right, let's smooth this out. Just kind of round out chest area. Round out that neck where it's going to be going in. Now let's going to go ahead and add in, I'm going to butcher this name, but they got the mastoid, what's that called? I don't remember. Anyways, we're going to add in, let's see if I can get it to pop, yeah, right here. This right here, it runs back behind the ear and connects, and then goes down to the front. We're gonna add that in. So we got our draw brush, and let's just draw that in right there. And that's pretty wide for one of them. Let's kind of bring it in like that, and we'll cut in on that to kind of give it a little bit of separation. We're going to end up smoothing quite a bit of this because, like I said, he's a big boy, so you're not going to see as much of that separation as you would on another character. So let's kind of give him a little bit more in this neck area here. Okay, I need to kind of make this a little bit bigger. There you go. Again, kind of do some details and then smooth over them a little bit because of like that extra layer that he has. Let's, even though you can't really see it, let's do a little bit of an Adam's apple here. Again, we'll probably smooth some of this out, but you know, good practice to kind of get the anatomy here. All right, now let's smooth it out just a little bit, so it's not really. Yeah, you can see it a little bit, but not too much. And then let's go ahead and smooth this section out. Even in these other references that I'm looking at, you can't really see his collarbone all that much. So let's just kind of smooth this out a bit. I'm still going to keep a little bit of this separation, and I'm going to do this by, I'm going to smooth out right here, so actually on the jawbone. And it looks like I need to push this out a little bit more. Then I'll also use the smooth brush on the inside so that you can still see the separation. It's a little bit smoother. You smooth on like either side so you can see the separation there. His chin is looking a little weird here. Just kind of push that part back in, bring this part out. Build up a little bit at the corners of the mouth. And into cheekbones a little bit. Alright, let's go ahead and add in the UV sphere. Let's rotate it by 90 on the X. Hold on, let me link these materials with Control L and go into edit mode. Scale this down quite a bit. And add 3. And bring it down to about there. Okay. Okay. This, since his nose sticks out so much, his eyes will be a little bit further back than what you would think. And he kind of has a little bit of a, it's not an underbite, but his chin protrudes so much more from the bottom. But I am probably going to need to close that gap a little bit there. Anyway, since this is here, let's go ahead and sculpt mode and symmetrize from Z to A. See, now we can see that that looks super weird. So let's go ahead and bring it down a little bit. And let's bring that in slightly. But the main thing that looks weird about this is that we need to draw this. Wait, sorry. We need to draw this out of here. Carve a little bit more out there. And bring back a little bit more here. Actually, let's just go ahead and grab the grab brush. Bring a lot of this forward. And let's see. On the nose here, let's go ahead and draw this out a little bit because his nose does flare out a bit. Probably not that far, but that's okay. And it's kind of boxy. So like, yeah, a bit like that. Let's grab the crease brush. Go ahead and crease that. Let's crease in there. Push these vertices back. For the most part, the front lip is forward a little bit more over the bottom lip. Although it's a little bit difficult because his chin, it like doesn't curve out like this, but it does definitely protrude further towards the base, but you got to keep that roundness at the same time. So at least that's what it seems like it's doing. So let's go ahead and carve a little bit there. You know what, that gets wider to the top, so wider to the top. Oh, but it's like wider out here. Yeah, and thinner right here. It's very interesting. Character design is so cool. I mean, at that point, it's nearly straight. Like his hooked nose is like fully hooked at that point. It's looking a little bit better from this side to pull this back. I don't know. Actually, there's not right there. Bring this in a little bit, bring this in. The distance there is a lot better. Okay. let's go ahead and change the eyes, and I'm going to go ahead and duplicate those, and we're going to sculpt some eyelids. And let's see, his eyes are a little bit more droopy rather than cat-like, meaning that the slant of the eye, like the corners here, a droopy eye goes, the inner corner is higher than the bottom corner, so it does like this. But if you have like a cat-like eye, the inner one is lower and the outer one is higher, so it's like that. His are a bit more droopy, so it doesn't have to be a lot, just slightly. You can see it right here, it's just like slightly lower. So we're gonna give him some droopies. Alright, before we even, let's just go ahead and remesh this. No, it's too low. Let's remesh this to, sorry, I mean it's not low enough. Let's do a 0.06 remesh. Yeah, that's good. This way we have enough geometry to work with here. And actually we might have to go a little bit lower, but I'm gonna do crease brush, and then I'm gonna do a peak, so I can kind of go ahead and start getting a hard line that I can follow, like that. I'll soften it here just a bit. Another thing about the eyelids is they typically, the upper eyelids goes up, then goes over. So there's like a change of direction right here, and the rest of it is like a pretty steady curve. And the bottom eyelids to the opposite. The curve point is out here on the outside of the eye. So let's do the bottom eyelid. Duplicate that, sculpt mode. Push it down where we need it to be. Go ahead and remesh this to a 0.06. Oh, it didn't remesh. Let's do that again. Alright. That's good. Crease brush. Get one of those going. Alright. That's good. See, I'm kind of looking for that shelf that I can then use as the eyelid structure. Obviously, so you'll also find that this is supposed to go slant and then slant back. And his are a lot lower bottom. With like a nice roundness, like a peak round at the bottom. this one, push that one in. Pull that out. Trying to get kind of an even spacing around the edge of the eye there. Okay, let's just go ahead and symmetrize that. Symmetrize this one. Got some Christmas music on. Nice. Let's go ahead and update that a little bit. Let's do, yeah, some fantasy music. There we go. Okay. Let me take a look at some proportions here. Turn it off. So eyes. You know, I think that I was thinking the eyes were a little too big. I think they're actually fine, but I think that the head might be a little thin, maybe. Slightly. Okay. Let's see. I definitely have the crown of his head way too far back. Like way back here. So let's just kind of adjust that a little bit. There, that's even that just looks tons better. Just a little bit. Okay. I think it might be a little too straight right there too. Alright, that was too much. Let's bring this strength down a little bit. Okay. Let's do a little build up here. Okay, let's see. This is looking a little weird here. Let me smooth that. Kind of smile a little bit when I did that. Let's build this out a little bit. Ooh, man, I'm getting sleepy quick. It's a little bit more round. Yeah, it's interesting because this is just it's supposed to be slightly rounded here. And it's looking a little flat, but it's not supposed to be like incredibly round either. Just a little bit. Just a little shape. I do feel like that looks a lot better right there. Now he does have, I think overall, I might push this back a little bit. No, it's too flat. It's weird. Go ahead and remesh this thing. Ooh, let me go ahead and crease brush this. Here we go. That's really good. Okay, let's airbrush this. Just pull that out a little bit. I think it's looking good. I think that this is too pudgy. It's just a little too much. It doesn't look quite natural. I'm about to call it here in just a minute. Pick this back up tomorrow. Yeah, you know, I think I might call it here. Obviously, it's a pretty preliminary sketch, but I think it's pretty good for a first start. See, that's nice. You can still kind of see where it would be, but it's not near as prominent. Cool. All right, yeah. I like where this has been. I should have set a timer to really do the speed sculpting thing, but you know, this is an hour's worth of work for a beginner. I know people that can do this level of work in 15 minutes, but you know, that's not where I'm at right now. I'm trying to get there, but not quite there. But anyways, I'm gonna call it quits for tonight, and I'm gonna pick back up with this in the morning, possibly the early morning. So join me then, and